right, so over the weekend, I did watch a documentary called The Monster Inside. This actually covers the story of Russ Mckamey. For those who are unfamiliar with Russ Mckamey, he started out by having this viral haunted house. I forget where it's located, but this viral haunted house, wherever he's from. And in this haunted house, like, it's very extreme to the point where you have to sign a waiver. And when you sign this waiver, you are giving permission for people to touch you, to, you might, endure some bodily harm during this haunted house. That, but bottom line, you sign this waiver and you might get more than touched. Like, you really could get affected. You really could get hurt. So there's a documentary called The Monster Inside, where three people who experienced this haunted house or experienced Russ Mckamey, they actually tell their story. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, once again, this is, I don't want this to come off as victim blaming. I'm not making this video to insult anyone who has any type of complaint against Russ Mckamey. I'm just simply going into this as non-biased as possible. When I first saw this documentary, and you see all the viral YouTube clips of people just going through it at this haunted house, and I'm talking about people even outside of the three people in this documentary. Like, you see what you're getting into before you decide to try out this haunted house. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think like the three people who are in this documentary were necessarily like the guinea pigs of this experience or something like that. So I really do believe they had an opportunity to see what they were getting themselves into. So anyway, when I'm watching this documentary, I'm looking at the first half of it like, why would anyone sign up for this in the first place? I just didn't get it. Yeah, I do haunted houses, but don't touch me. That's my rule. I ain't signing any waiver of allowing any type of physical contact to happen whatsoever. So you can find me at your typical Six Flags haunted house or something like that. You pop out and yell at me, don't touch me. I might touch back. So anyway, one thing I did appreciate the documentary, when I'm asking myself who would sign up for this type of stuff, there are actually specialists and things of that nature within this documentary who actually explain it. I believe the term that one guy used there is called, some people need to have some type of deviant pleasure or leisure, one of those words. And, and long story short, like, some people just want to feel like they've survived a horror movie. They want to feel like they've accomplished something extreme and said, yes, I went through this and I made it to the other side. And when you think about it, it's no different than someone who, some thrill-seeking person, and when you think about it, it's no different than some thrill-seeking person who enjoys base jumping, who enjoys bungee jumping, who enjoys mountain climbing without, all the safeties in place, stuff like that. So it's just a thrill of people wanting to accomplish something. And even, for just to make it personal a little bit, even people who do marathons or half marathons. I ran a half marathon a few years ago, and I was training for it, running X amount of miles just to build up to it. By the time the half marathon happened, about, 4 or 5 miles into it, in my head, I'm thinking, why the hell did I sign up for this? Your body is battered, your feet get messed up, your legs feel like rubber. But you know what? When you cross that finish line, you have this accomplishment of finishing something. So I actually do understand the mindset once these people in this documentary explain that to me. But long story short, like, these people actually who are complaining about Russ in this documentary, they do acknowledge, or they're not trying to put all the blame on Russ necessarily. I do feel like that they do admit of signing the waiver. They do admit that, they knew what they were getting into. And at one point, one of the complaints in this documentary is actually, there's footage of her going back even after the Mckamey Manor was shut down. Like at some point, the Mckamey Manor was so bad that it actually got shut down after all these people had complaints and petitions, and there's like Facebook groups, I think, available to this day of just all types of complaints and people sharing their experiences. The only thing I don't want to say the only thing. One of the things, at least within the documentary, that I did feel like has a valid complaint, and if I'm the guy, I would have sued him. It's just one of his former friend, who's not even one of the three, victims or people complaining. His former friend was having some type of torture experience done to him by Russ, and he told Russ numerous amounts of times, "Look, I quit, stop, I don't want to go anymore, blah, blah, blah." And Russ kept it going. Now that should be some type of chargeable offense. I'm no lawyer, but I really do feel like, yeah, that complaint will have legs, in my opinion. So yeah, nevertheless, I don't want to try to spoil too much of it for you, but yeah, even after the haunted house was taken down, some people still went, and it was almost just like you're agreeing to just be tortured and bullied in this guy's front yard, even after the haunted house was taken down. And on another note, there was actually, I guess I'm damn near telling the whole documentary. There was like other haunted houses, fairly similar, maybe not as intense, but fairly similar, who gave these people the same treatment. But once again, it's because they want to seek some type of accomplishment by going through certain things. I think this other haunted house was called the miasma, something like that. And they were getting touched and threatened, and I think one person was getting shocked by a taser or shot by like a paint gun point blank, which hurts. And they appreciated that experience as opposed of complaining about it. So I don't know, man. Watch the documentary for yourself. I do feel like just mentally is actually something that's pretty thought-provoking when you actually see the reason why people would want to go through this type of experience. Love it or hate it, that's my review. Peace.